I never thought it would happen to me. People always talk about betrayal like it's some kind of distant, abstract concept, but when it happens to you, it shatters you. I stood frozen at the door of Alex's apartment, the keys still in my hand, my heart racing. The door was cracked open just a bit, enough for me to hear the low murmur of voices. I called out his name before I even entered. Alex? No answer. My instincts screamed at me to turn around, to leave, but I stepped inside. I didn't even know what hit me when I saw them. Alex, my boyfriend, tangled in sheets with my best friend, Emma. My best friend. The woman I trusted more than anyone. The one I confided in when Alex and I had our issues. They froze, their eyes wide with panic and guilt. But it was too late. The damage was done. What is this? I managed to choke out, my voice barely a whisper. Alex scrambled to sit up, his face turning pale. I didn't mean for this to happen. It's not what you think. I could hardly process his words. Every part of me wanted to scream, to break something, but I just couldn't. It was like I had been turned to stone. My mind was too full to numb. Emma, on the other hand, looked guilty, but not nearly as guilty as I wanted her to be. I'm sorry, she said weakly, but it was nothing compared to the weight of the betrayal. How could she do this to me? You're sorry? I said, my voice barely louder than a whisper. You're sorry? Alex reached out, but I stepped back, my legs shaking. No, I said, shaking my head. No more. I can't be here anymore. My eyes burned with unshed tears, but I refused to let them fall. Not in front of them. Not when they didn't deserve my tears. I turned and walked out without another word, slamming the door behind me. The moment I stepped outside, I felt like the world had shifted. Everything I had known, everything I thought I had, was gone. I stood in the hallway for a moment, staring at the ground, fighting the numbness threatening to consume me. Was I going to be okay? I wasn't sure. But I knew one thing for sure: I had just walked out of my life. I didn't look back. The days drag on. It feels like I'm walking through a fog, my body moving on autopilot, but my mind, my heart is stuck in that moment. That horrible, gut-wrenching moment when I saw Alex and Emma together. Every time I close my eyes, I see them. I hear their whispers, the way they looked at each other. It burns. My phone buzzes. It's a message from Emma. I can already feel the tightness in my chest. My fingers hover over the screen, but I don't open it. Not yet. I can't. Hey, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'll always love you like a sister. Please understand I was lost. I don't know what I expect, but it isn't that. A part of me wants to scream at her, tell her how much she destroyed me. Another part just wants to forget, to erase her from my life completely. But I can't seem to bring myself to delete her message. Not yet. I toss my phone aside and curl up on the couch, pulling the blanket over my head. Everything feels so heavy. The weight of betrayal. The weight of feeling like I'm the one who's been wronged. But now I'm alone with nothing to cling to. Later that night, my best friend Katie calls. Hey, are you okay? You haven't answered my texts. Her voice is gentle, but I can hear the worry in it. I don't know, I whisper, rubbing my eyes. I don't know how to fix this. How do you move on from something like this? Katie sighs. I wish I had the answer for you. I really do. But you have to stop blaming yourself. You didn't cause this. Alex and Emma did. I roll over, staring at the ceiling. I don't want to cry. I don't want to let her hear it. But it's like the dam breaks. I was so blind, Katie. I thought I knew them both. I thought I could trust them. Trust is fragile, she says softly. But you're stronger than this, okay? You're going to get through this. I want to believe her. I really do. But every part of me feels hollow. How do I get past this? How do I rebuild? The next morning, I wake up, feeling like I haven't slept at all. I reach for my phone again, and there it is, another text from Emma. I just want you to know that I miss you, and I'll always regret what happened. But if you can't forgive me, I'll understand. I press my fingers to my temples, the headache building again. How could I ever forgive her? How could I forgive someone who took the one thing I trusted most? A part of me wants to, though. I want to be the bigger person, to just move on. But every time I even think about forgiving her, the pain tightens around my chest, and I can't breathe. I'm not ready. I don't think I'll ever be ready. But as I stare at the message one more time, a quiet thought settles in my mind. This is my life now, and I need to rebuild it. Without them, I can't fix what happened. But I can start over, And that starts today. The last few weeks have felt like I'm living in a haze, one foot stuck in the past, the other unsure of where it's even trying to go. Then, just when I thought things couldn't get worse, I get an email that shakes me out of my stupor. The subject line reads, "Job offer Mr. Dalton, CEO of Thornton Enterprises." I stare at the screen, confused, my finger hovering over the mouse. I almost don't want to open it. Another reminder that my life is spiraling, that I'm not where I thought I'd be. But curiosity wins, and I click it. "I would like to offer you a position as a senior analyst at Thornton Enterprises. After reviewing your resume, I believe you have the skills and drive necessary to be a great addition to our team. Please contact me at your earliest convenience to discuss further details." The words don't quite sink in. Thornton Enterprises. That's the company I've dreamed of working for since I was in college. The very idea that the CEO, Mr. Dalton, wants to personally offer me a job feels unreal. I immediately reach for my phone and dial the number in the email. "Hello?" His voice is calm, deep, with an edge that feels almost commanding. "Mr. Dalton?" I ask, my voice shaking slightly. This is Emily. I received your email about the job offer." "Yes, Emily, I'm glad you called," he replies smoothly. "I've heard great things about you. You have the kind of skills we need at Thornton. I'd like to meet with you in person tomorrow if that works for you." Yes, absolutely." I clear my throat, trying to keep my composure. "I'd love to meet." "Good. I look forward to it. I'll send over the details of the meeting." The call ends, and I stare at my phone, hardly believing what just happened. A part of me is still processing, but a bigger part is already excited. This could be exactly what I need, an escape. The next day, I find myself sitting in a sleek conference room, surrounded by glass walls that overlook the entire city. I can feel the weight of the building, the power it represents, pressing down on me. The door opens, and in walks Mr. Dalton. He's taller than I expected, sharply dressed in a tailored suit, his dark hair combed back with precision. There's something magnetic about him. His presence fills the room without him even trying. "Emily," he says, extending his hand. "It's a pleasure to meet you in person." I take his hand, feeling the firmness of his grip. "The pleasure's mine, Mr. Dalton. Please, call me Alexander," he says with a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. I sit across from him, my heart still racing. "So, what's the role you're offering?" I ask, trying to steady my nerves. He leans back in his chair, his eyes never leaving mine. "We're looking for someone who can bring fresh perspective, someone with the intelligence to challenge the status quo. I believe you're the perfect fit. This could be a great opportunity for you to grow, to make an impact." I swallow. This feels too easy, too perfect. I'd love to help," I say, my voice gaining a bit more confidence. "Good." He nods, his lips curling into a slight smile. "I'm excited to have you on board, Emily. I think you'll be a great asset." I try to contain the excitement bubbling inside me. This is my fresh start. This is my escape from the wreckage of my past. As I leave the meeting, a strange sense of anticipation fills me. I've just taken the first step into a new world, one where no one knows me, where no one can judge me for my past. But there's something about Mr. Dalton that I can't quite shake off. His presence, his charm, it's almost like he's too good to be true. But for now, I push it to the back of my mind. This job could be my chance to rebuild, to finally move on. What I don't realize yet is that this offer will lead me straight into a world far more dangerous than I ever imagined. It's been a few weeks since I started working at Thornton Enterprises, and while the work is challenging, it's also a breath of fresh air. Every day feels like a small victory, a step further away from the mess of my past. But life, as always, has a way of surprising me. I'm walking to the break room when I see him. "Alex." My stomach twists. He's standing by the coffee machine, his back to me, and for a moment, I wonder if I imagined it. But no, there he is, looking uncomfortable in his ill-fitting suit, clearly trying to blend into the background. I freeze, my mind going blank. It's like the past comes rushing back, everything I thought I'd left behind. He hasn't noticed me yet. I could turn around, pretend I didn't see him, but something stops me. Part of me wants to confront him, to make him feel the weight of what he did. The other part of me just wants to disappear. "Emily?" I whip around. Mr. Dalton stands behind me, his eyes catching mine with that calm, assessing look he always has. "Are you okay?" he asks, his voice soft but insistent. I glance back at Alex. He's still not looking at me, but I can feel the weight of his presence in the room. The guilt radiates off him, and for a moment, it makes me want to throw up. I'm fine, I say, forcing a smile. Just didn't expect to see someone here, Mr. Dalton follows my gaze to Alex. I'm not sure if he knows who he is, but his gaze hardens slightly. I see, he says, his voice low, almost like he's trying to protect me. If you ever need someone to talk to, I don't know what to say. Thanks, I finally mutter, grateful for the way he's handling this. The fact that Mr. Dalton seems to care gives me a strange sense of security, but it also confuses me. Alex, still not looking at me, pours himself a cup of coffee. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. I try to ignore the way my chest aches, the way my heart wants to forgive him even though I know I shouldn't. Emily, we should go over the project for tomorrow, Mr. Dalton says, his voice gentle but firm, guiding me away. I nod, thankful for the distraction. As we walk down the hallway, I glance back one last time at Alex. This time, he's staring at his coffee, and for a brief second, our eyes meet. There's nothing left to say. Let's focus on the work, I murmur to myself, feeling Mr. Dalton's steady presence beside me. He doesn't pressure me to explain, just lets me lead the way. I can't deny the way my body relaxes around him. There's something about Mr. Dalton's calm confidence that makes me feel safe. But as much as I want to focus on my work, I can't ignore the tension building inside me. Every time I see Alex, it feels like a sharp reminder of everything I lost, but it's too late now. I've moved on, and if I'm being honest, the person I'm starting to rely on more and more is Mr. Dalton. It's late when I finally hear from Mr. Dalton. His message is simple. Would you be interested in joining me for dinner tomorrow to discuss the upcoming project? I stare at the text for a moment, unsure of what to make of it. I hadn't expected a dinner invitation, especially not from him. But then again, he's been more than just a boss to me lately. He's been kind, attentive, almost protective in a way that feels different from what I've known before. I tap out a quick reply, agreeing to meet him. I tell myself it's just business. It's just a dinner to discuss work, nothing more. But as the time draws nearer, I feel a strange flutter in my chest. When I arrive at the restaurant, Mr. Dalton is already waiting for me. He stands as I approach, his warm smile easing some of the nervous tension I didn't even realize I had. Emily, he greets me, his voice low and calm. I'm glad you could make it, of course, I say, taking the seat across from him. I'm excited to talk about the project. The waiter brings the menu, and I focus on it, trying to keep my attention on the work ahead. But it's hard when his presence is so consuming. I'm aware of every move he makes, the way his hand rests on the table, the way his eyes linger on mine when he speaks. We talk about the project, but the words feel distant. My mind is elsewhere on him. You're quiet tonight, he comments, breaking the silence between us. Is everything okay? I look up at him, startled by the sincerity in his tone. Yeah, just tired, I guess. He nods, his eyes never leaving mine. I understand, but I hope you know, Emily, that you're doing a great job. Your work has impressed me. I feel a blush creep up my neck, and I quickly look down at my menu to hide it. Thank you, I mutter, trying to focus on anything but the fact that my heart is racing. The conversation shifts again, this time to more personal topics. It's still light, but there's something deeper beneath the surface. I can tell he's trying to get to know me better, and maybe, just maybe, I'm starting to let him in. But it's confusing. I've been meaning to ask, he says, his voice softer now. What made you choose this career? You could do anything, but you chose here. I hesitate, my fingers tracing the rim of my glass. I guess I've always wanted to prove I'm capable. I wanted to be someone who could make a difference. You already are, he says, leaning forward, his gaze intense. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. The way he looks at me, the weight of his words, it's too much. I look away, suddenly overwhelmed. I'm torn. I know I should keep my distance. I've just been through something painful, and I'm not ready to throw myself into something else. But the way he treats me, the way he makes me feel, it's impossible to ignore. Emily, he says, his voice barely above a whisper. I don't want to rush you, but I'd like to see where this could go. My breath catches in my throat. My heart races as I look at him, the tension between us thick and undeniable. I begin, but I don't know what to say. My emotions are a mess. Part of me feels guilty for even considering moving on, but another part knows I deserve happiness. He reaches across the table, his fingers brushing against mine. The contact is electric, sending a shock through my body. I know this is new, he says quietly, but I'd like to see what we could build together. I don't know how to respond. I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I also can't deny that the chemistry between us is real. It's a spark I haven't felt in a long time. For a moment, I just sit there, looking into his eyes, feeling the pull of something I'm not sure I'm ready for but am beginning to crave. I don't know what the future holds, I whisper, but I'm willing to take it one step at a time, and for the first time in a long while. That feels like a start. I didn't expect to see him here, Alex, at work, standing in the lobby, pacing back and forth like a man on the edge. My heart skips, but I don't stop walking. I won't let him see how much it hurts to still have him in my life, how I hate that I even have to look at him. But he sees me before I can slip past him. Emily. His voice is frantic, and I stop in my tracks, forcing myself to breathe. He walks toward me, his eyes wide, pleading. Please, just let me explain. Can we talk? I stay silent for a moment, trying to keep my emotions in check. There's nothing to talk about, Alex. His face falls, but he's not ready to give up. I've been miserable without you. I've screwed up. I get that, but I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I take a step back, crossing my arms in front of me. You did hurt me. And it's not just about the cheating, Alex. It's about everything. You lied. You betrayed me. And you did it with her. His eyes drop to the ground, guilt written all over him. I know, I've been terrible. But Emily, I need you to understand that I didn't mean it. I don't know what happened. I cut him off, my voice steady, but ice cold. You chose her. That's what you did. And now you're standing here, asking for forgiveness like it's some simple thing. Like you haven't destroyed everything between us. But the truth is, Alex, I'm already gone. He winces, the words stinging more than I expect, but I don't care. I'm done pretending like I don't feel the weight of everything. Please, his voice cracks, and I can see the tears building in his eyes. He's desperate, but it only makes me feel nothing. I shake my head slowly, feeling nothing but a hollow ache where once there was love. You can't fix this. You can't take it back. The only thing left is that you lost me, and nothing you say changes that. I take a deep breath, holding my ground. So no, I'm not going to forgive you. Not now, not ever. You don't get to just waltz back into my life and erase what you did. His face crumbles, his shoulders sagging as if the weight of my words finally hits him. He reaches for me, his hand trembling. Emily, I never wanted to lose you. I step back, avoiding his touch. Well, you did. And now, you'll have to live with it. There's a long, painful silence between us. He looks like he's going to say something else, but the words die in his throat. Without another word, he turns and walks away, disappearing into the building. I stay rooted to the spot, staring after him. My heart pounds in my chest, but for the first time in weeks, it feels different. It feels empowered. I've let him go. I've finally done it. But then, as I stand there, the emptiness creeps back in. A deep, gnawing ache that won't go away, no matter how many times I tell myself I did the right thing. I walk to my desk, forcing myself to focus on the work in front of me. But it's hard to shake the quiet, lingering sadness. I feel stronger now, but I also feel alone. The office is quiet when I walk into the empty conference room. It's late for a meeting, but Mr. Dalton asked to see me, and I couldn't ignore the urgency in his voice. When I enter, he's already there, standing by the window, his back to me. He doesn't turn around, but I can feel his presence filling the room. Emily, he says quietly, still not facing me. Thank you for coming. I take a seat across from him, my mind racing. There's something off about tonight, something in the way he's acting. He's different, more intense, more guarded. What's going on? I ask, trying to read him. He finally turns to face me, his eyes dark. I've been hiding something from you. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. What do you mean? He hesitates, his gaze flickering to the floor before meeting mine again. I know you've been through a lot, and I didn't want to make things worse. But the truth is, I've known Alex for a long time. Longer than you think. I sit up straighter, my heart skipping a beat. What are you talking about? He steps closer, lowering his voice. I was his boss. I'm the one who hired him. But I didn't expect him to betray you like that. My stomach churns. You were his boss? You knew what he was like. He nods, his expression hardening. Yes, and more than that, I've been watching you. Watching over you, in a way. I blink, trying to process his words. You've been watching me? Since when? Since the beginning, he says, his voice steady but filled with regret. I knew what kind of man Alex was. I knew he wasn't good for you, but I never said anything. I kept my distance because I didn't want to complicate things. I can't believe what I'm hearing. So, you've been protecting me from afar? He nods slowly, the weight of his words sinking in. I care about you, Emily, more than you know. A shiver runs down my spine. But why didn't you tell me this sooner? I didn't want to get involved, he admits, his eyes darkening. But now, after what Alex did to you, I can't just stand by anymore. I'm offering you a way to get back at him, to make him pay for what he did. I swallow hard, the thought of revenge sparking something dark inside me. It feels almost right. After everything Alex did, it feels like justice. What do you mean? I ask, my voice barely a whisper. He leans in, his tone low and serious. I have the means to destroy him, Emily. I can make sure he loses everything. His job, his reputation, everything he's worked for. He'll never recover. I feel a thrill run through me at the thought. I can almost taste it, the satisfaction of seeing Alex pay for what he did. But then a cold, sinking feeling hits me. And what's the cost, Mr. Dalton? What's the price for all of this? His eyes darken even further. The cost is your trust, your willingness to go down this road. It won't be easy, and it won't be clean. But if you want him to suffer, I'll make sure it happens. I'm torn. I want revenge. I want to watch him lose everything, just like I did. But part of me, the better part, knows that this isn't the way to move forward. What do you want from me? I ask, my voice trembling. He takes a step closer, his gaze unwavering. I want you, Emily. I want to help you. And I want you to trust me. We can make him pay together. His words hang in the air, and for a moment, everything seems to stop. The temptation is there, so strong it pulls at me. But I can't shake the feeling that something darker is at play here. I look into his eyes, seeing the intensity, the desire to make things right, but also something else. Something I'm not sure I'm ready to face. I don't know what to do, I admit, my voice soft. He leans down, his breath warm against my ear. Then let me help you decide. The darkness calls, and for the first time, I'm not sure if I should answer. I never thought I'd be here, standing in front of him. My heart pounding in a way I don't fully understand. Mr. Dalton, Alexander, the man who's become my everything in the past few months. He stands in front of me, a proposal I never saw coming hanging in the air between us. Emily, he says, his voice steady, but there's a raw edge to it that makes my pulse quicken. I want you to be mine. I want you to be by my side, now and forever. Will you marry me? His words hit me like a shockwave. A proposal, from him. The man who's shown me nothing but support, but also so many secrets. The man who's made me feel understood, seen in a way I haven't felt in years. I stare at him, the weight of his gaze heavy on me. It's impossible not to see how much he means what he's saying. And yet, Mr. Dalton, I start, my voice trembling. I never expected this. He steps closer, taking my hands in his. You don't need to be afraid, Emily. I'm offering you everything I have. Security, love, a future. And I'll protect you always. I feel the weight of his words, the sincerity in his eyes. But I'm still thinking of Alex, of the betrayal, of everything that's happened. How could I let go of the past? Why? I ask, the question, slipping out before I can stop myself. Why me? Why now? His lips curl into a small, understanding smile. Because I've always known you were the one. I've watched you from afar, Emily, and I can't stand the thought of losing you. I need you by my side. I look down at our joined hands, the warmth of his touch making my skin tingle. I can feel my hesitation slipping away. This is what I've wanted, someone who cares, someone who sees me. But I don't know, I whisper, my voice cracking. I can't just forget what happened with Alex. It's not that simple. His face hardens just for a moment. You don't have to forget, but you need to move forward, Emily. The past can't control you. We can build something better, together. And I know he's right. Alex's betrayal taught me that love is a choice, a decision, not something that's guaranteed. I don't want to let that poison my future. I don't want to let him have power over me anymore. I'll say yes, I say finally, my voice quiet but firm. His smile widens, and I feel a rush of emotions flood through me. Part of me is relieved, but there's a strange, nagging feeling at the back of my mind. A feeling that something isn't quite right. As the wedding plans begin to take shape, excitement starts to bubble inside me. But mixed in with it is a deep sense of dread. The specter of Alex lingers, no matter how hard I try to push it away. I glance at Mr. Dalton, at the life we're about to build, and I wonder if I'm truly ready. But the truth is, I don't know if I'll ever be free of the past. All I know is that for the first time in a long time, I feel like I have a choice. And I'm taking it. The church is beautiful, bathed in soft golden light, the air thick with anticipation. My heart beats loudly in my chest as I stand at the altar, looking out over the guests. Everyone's here for me, for us, for this new beginning. But just as the music swells, pulling me toward the moment I've been waiting for, I see him, Alex. He's sitting at the back of the church, his eyes locked on me. His face is pale, his expression filled with regret, and something I can't quite name, sorrow perhaps. I can see his hands trembling at his sides, and his eyes are wet with unshed tears. My breath catches in my throat. For a split second, it's like time stops. His gaze holds mine, and I can feel the weight of everything we once had, the love, the lies, the betrayal, all crashing into me in one devastating moment. I want to look away. I want to forget that he's here, forget that he's even part of my life anymore. But I can't, Emily. I hear Mr. Dalton's voice beside me, pulling me from the haze. He takes my hand in his grip steady and firm. I look up at him, and I see nothing but confidence in his eyes. A quiet strength that makes my chest tighten with a new kind of hope. I breathe in deeply, focusing on him, on the future I'm walking toward, not the past that Alex represents. I'm ready, I whisper to Mr. Dalton, my voice barely audible. You're perfect, he replies softly, his words grounding me, reminding me of everything I've fought for. But Alex's presence still lingers at the edge of my consciousness. His gaze never wavers, and part of me wonders what he's feeling, what he's thinking. Does he even realize how much he hurt me? I take a deep breath, my feet finally moving, carrying me down the aisle. Step by step, I close the distance between myself and the man who has been my strength, my refuge, through everything. With each step, I feel the weight of the past lifting. I'm not walking toward a man who betrayed me. I'm walking toward a man who has shown me love and loyalty, and as I reach the altar, the moment feels surreal, like a dream I didn't think would ever come true. Alex's eyes still follow me, but this time, it's different. He looks broken, shattered by the realization of what he's lost. And as I stand in front of Mr. Dalton, his presence no longer feels like a threat. It's just a shadow of something that no longer controls me. Mr. Dalton smiles at me, a gentle, knowing smile that makes everything feel right. He leans down slightly, his voice low. We're here now. This is your new beginning. And I believe him. This is my moment. This is my future. Alex may have been my past, but I am no longer defined by the pain he caused. I look at Mr. Dalton, my heart swelling with a new sense of certainty. This is the man I choose. This is the life I've built. And nothing, not even Alex, can take that away from me. The ceremony has ended, and for a moment, it feels like the world is spinning in slow motion. I'm married. It's real now. Mr. Dalton is standing beside me, his hand in mine, a smile on his lips. I should feel joy, but there's something else weighing on me, pulling at the edges of my thoughts. After the guests have left, and the last of the champagne glasses are emptied, Mr. Dalton pulls me aside, his expression serious. We need to talk, he says, his voice low. I nod, already sensing what's coming. Alex, he starts, pausing as if considering his words carefully. It's done. Done? I repeat, my voice thick with confusion. His life, his career. I made sure of it, Mr. Dalton says, his words colder than I expected. He lost everything, his job, his reputation. It's all gone, all because of what he did to you. I can't speak for a moment. The satisfaction I thought I'd feel at this moment isn't there. There's only a heavy silence, a weight pressing against my chest. You don't seem happy, Mr. Dalton observes, his brow furrowing. I meet his gaze, my emotions swirling. I don't know what I feel. He steps closer, his voice softening. You should feel relief. He got what he deserved, Emily. I did this for you. For us? I swallow hard, my thoughts tangled. You've been planning this, haven't you? From the very beginning. He nods, his gaze unwavering. I've watched over you for a long time. I couldn't stand seeing you hurt. I wanted him to pay for what he did, and I made sure he did. I feel a cold shiver run down my spine. Part of me is grateful, but another part of me recoils. And now, I ask, my voice barely a whisper, is it enough? He hesitates, his eyes darkening. For you it should be, but I'm not so sure. I thought this would feel different, like victory. Instead, there's a hollow emptiness inside me. Was this really what I wanted? To watch him lose everything? To have him beg at my feet in the end? I don't know if this is what I wanted, I say quietly, my gaze drifting away from him. I thought seeing him suffer would make me feel something, but now it's just empty. Mr. Dalton steps closer, his hand brushing mine. You've been through hell, Emily. He took everything from you. I just made sure he paid for it. I don't look at him. I don't know if it's worth it. All this pain, all the things I've had to go through. Was it worth destroying him? Destroying everything he had? He's silent for a moment, and when he speaks, his voice is softer. You don't have to feel guilty for seeking justice, Emily. You didn't destroy him. He destroyed himself. I want to believe him, but the doubt lingers. I feel like a part of me has been lost in this process, like the victory I thought I'd get from watching Alex's downfall has disappeared into something darker. Something I don't recognize. The silence stretches between us. It's not the happy silence I imagined on my wedding day. Finally, I turn to him, my voice steady but uncertain. Maybe I'll never know if this was worth it, but it's over now. He smiles, but there's something in his eyes, a glint of satisfaction, but also something more. Yes, it's over. But as I stand beside him, watching the remnants of my past disappear, I can't help but wonder if I've traded one form of pain for another. The justice feels cold. It doesn't heal me. It doesn't change the fact that I still feel empty inside. It's strange how quiet everything feels now. The whirlwind, the pain, the anger, it's all behind me now. And yet, here I am, sitting in the calm after the storm, reflecting on everything I've been through. Alex is out of my life, completely. I still can't believe how easily he slipped away, how easily I let him slip away. In the end, he wasn't the man I thought he was. He wasn't the man I loved. I run my fingers over the ring Mr. Dalton gave me, and a small, content smile tugs at my lips. It's a simple thing, but it feels like a promise that I'm no longer the woman I was when I walked into that church months ago. Thinking about the past, Mr. Dalton's voice breaks into my thoughts, and I look up to find him standing in the doorway, a soft smile on his face. I nod slowly. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to figure out how I got here. He steps into the room, his presence comforting, steady. You got here because you're strong, Emily. You've always been strong. You just had to learn to believe it. I look up at him, seeing the man who's been with me through all of this, who has stood by me when I didn't think I could stand anymore. His eyes are warm, reassuring, but they also carry the same scars I do. The ones we both carry from the mess we've left behind. I never thought I could trust again, I admit, my voice softer than usual. After everything with Alex, I didn't think I could ever open up. But then you were there, and you didn't have to do it alone. He interrupts gently, walking toward me. And you won't have to ever again. I smile, feeling a warmth settle inside me. I've learned a lot, I say quietly, about myself, about love. It's not just about passion and fire, it's about trust, loyalty, knowing when to let go. Mr. Dalton sits beside me, taking my hand, and knowing when to hold on. I nod, my gaze drifting to the window, watching the world outside move on. It's funny how the world keeps spinning, no matter what happens to you. But maybe that's a lesson too. We all keep moving forward, even if we're broken in the process. Are you at peace? He asks, his voice low. I think so, I say, looking at him. I've come a long way, haven't I? You've come further than you know, he replies with a smile. And I'll be right here, by your side, every step of the way. For the first time in a long time, I feel a true sense of peace. Not because everything is perfect, but because I know that no matter what happens, I'm strong enough to face it. And with him beside me, I'm ready for whatever comes next. It's strange how quiet everything feels now. The whirlwind, the pain, the anger, it's all behind me now. And yet, here I am, sitting in the calm after the storm, Reflecting on everything I've been through, Alex is out of my life, completely. I still can't believe how easily he slipped away, how easily I let him slip away. In the end, he wasn't the man I thought he was. He wasn't the man I loved. I run my fingers over the ring Mr. Dalton gave me, and a small, content smile tugs at my lips. It's a simple thing, but it feels like a promise that I'm no longer the woman I was when I walked into that church months ago. Thinking about the past, Mr. Dalton's voice breaks into my thoughts, and I look up to find him standing in the doorway, a soft smile on his face. I nod slowly. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to figure out how I got here. He steps into the room, his presence comforting, steady. You got here because you're strong, Emily. You've always been strong. You just had to learn to believe it. I look up at him, seeing the man who's been with me through all of this, who has stood by me when I didn't think I could stand anymore. His eyes are warm, reassuring, but they also carry the same scars I do. The ones we both carry from the mess we've left behind. I never thought I could trust again, I admit, my voice softer than usual. After everything with Alex, I didn't think I could ever open up. But then you were there, and you didn't have to do it alone. He interrupts gently, walking toward me. And you won't have to ever again. I smile, feeling a warmth settle inside me. I've learned a lot, I say quietly, about myself, about love. It's not just about passion and fire, it's about trust, loyalty, knowing when to let go. Mr. Dalton sits beside me, taking my hand, and knowing when to hold on. I nod, my gaze drifting to the window, watching the world outside move on. It's funny how the world keeps spinning, no matter what happens to you. But maybe that's a lesson too. We all keep moving forward, even if we're broken in the process. Are you at peace? He asks, his voice low. I think so, I say, looking at him. I've come a long way, haven't I? You've come further than you know, he replies with a smile. And I'll be right here, by your side, every step of the way. For the first time in a long time, I feel a true sense of peace. Not because everything is perfect, but because I know that no matter what happens, I'm strong enough to face it, and with him beside me, I'm ready for whatever comes next.